Car grills used to be normal. They had a job: cool the engine, look decent, and not make anyone question their sanity. But now it's like they're trying to eat pedestrians for breakfast. Seriously, just look at them. BMW's kidney grills have mutated into full-blown lungs. Lexus is out here designing front ends like a sci-fi villain's mask. And even brands like Genesis, who used to keep things classy, are making cars that look like they're constantly screaming. So what happened? Did automakers just wake up one day and decide, yeah, let's make the front of every car 90% grille? Or is there actually some logic behind this madness? Today, we're breaking down why car grills have gotten so massive, why some of them don't even do anything, and what this says about the future of automotive design. Because let's be real, if this trend keeps going in 10 years, we might not even have cars anymore. Just four wheels attached to a giant gaping mouth. Let's get into it. Are big grills just a trend? So, first instinct. You'd think this is just a design trend, right? Just another phase in the endless cycle of car styling, like tail fins in the 50s, pop-up headlights in the 80s, or the weird obsession with fake vents and chrome in the 2000s. Automakers get hooked on one ridiculous idea, crank it up to 11, and then move on to the next thing. But here's the weird part: grills aren't just about looks. They actually serve a real purpose, or at least they used to. Back in the day, a car's grill was a necessity. It was there to direct air to the radiator and keep the engine from overheating. No airflow, no cooling. No cooling? Congratulations, your engine is now a very expensive brick. So grills weren't just slapped on for fun. They were a functional, well-integrated part of the design. That's why cars from the 60s and 70s had small, efficient grills that blended seamlessly into the bodywork. As a matter of fact, some of the biggest, most dramatic grills in history were from the 1930s. And yet, somehow, they actually looked good. Rolls-Royces, Packards, Bugattis. These cars had enormous vertical grills, but they were elegant, not excessive. They were designed to fit the proportions of the car, not just slapped on like an afterthought. Even as we moved into the 50s and 60s, grills still had a sense of proportion. Look at classic Cadillacs, Mustangs, and Jaguars. Yes, they had big grills, but they worked because they matched the design. Fast forward to today, and it's like automakers are in a competition to see who can make the most intimidating front end. BMW's kidney grills have bulked up like a bodybuilder on a questionable supplement stack. Lexus designs their front ends like they're auditioning for a horror movie. And Audi has basically turned their entire bumper into a black hole. You'd think with all this air intake, modern cars would have the best cooling systems ever, right? Well, not exactly. Because here's the thing, half of these massive grills aren't even real. A lot of them are just plastic panels with a tiny slit somewhere to let a bit of air through. Engines today are more efficient. Turbochargers and intercoolers are designed to work with smaller intakes. And EVs? They don't even have a radiator in the traditional sense. Take the BMW iX, for example. That monstrous grille is completely fake. The car doesn't even need it because it's electric. It is the same reason a Tesla Model 3 doesn't have a grille at all, because it simply doesn't need one. And it's not just BMW and Tesla. Lexus, Toyota, Audi, and even Hyundai are slapping oversized grills onto cars that barely need them. Some of these cars even have active shutters behind the grille, meaning they can close off airflow entirely when the car doesn't need cooling. So, what gives? If grills aren't really about cooling anymore, why are they getting bigger? Why do they look so aggressive? Well, the answer isn't as simple as automakers lost their minds. There's actually a reason for all this madness, and once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. A quick hint, by the way: marketing. The main reasons for gigantic grills. Somewhere along the line, automakers realized that car design isn't just about function. It's about identity. People associate a BMW with kidney grills. They associate Lexus with its spindle grille. And Audi? Well, their designers seem to think that if they keep making the grille bigger, eventually no one will notice that all their cars look the same. But here's the problem. When function no longer dictates form, design starts getting ridiculous. Instead of scaling grills to match the needs of the car, brands just keep stretching them to make sure you know it's their car. It doesn't matter if half the grille is blocked off or totally fake. It's all about recognition. And it's not just the luxury brands. Toyota and Hyundai are in on it too, slapping massive, aggressive grills on everything from sedans to family SUVs. It's like every car is trying to intimidate traffic into moving out of its way. At this point, we're living in the fake grille era, where cars are designed to look powerful rather than be powerful. But branding isn't the only reason, because beyond just looking iconic, there's actually a psychological trick at play here. Studies have shown that larger vehicles are perceived as more aggressive, angry, dominant, and masculine. And automakers know this. That's why they've been making trucks taller, SUVs bulkier, and, of course, grills absolutely massive. It's the same reason modern pickup trucks have gotten so huge. Back in the 90s, a Ford F-150 had a normal-sized front end. Now, the hood is so high that an adult could hide behind it. These design choices aren't about aerodynamics or safety. They're about making you feel powerful behind the wheel. And guess what? It works. People are more likely to buy a car that looks dominant. A taller front end makes you feel like you're in charge of the road. A giant grille makes the car look aggressive, even if it's just a commuter SUV with a hybrid engine. And this plays right into our instincts. Bigger, meaner-looking things command more attention. It's psychological manipulation, and we're all falling for it. Now that we know what automakers are thinking and why their grills are getting this big, let's talk about some of the most ridiculous grills of all time. Starting with the Lexus spindle grille. Lexus must have looked at the front of their cars one day and said, "You know what this needs? A giant gaping hole." And thus the spindle grille was born. At first it was kind of interesting. A bold, aggressive design that made Lexus stand out. But then it just kept growing. The grille on the RX? Massive. The LX? Monstrous. The LS? Forget it. At this point, it's basically a black hole on wheels. People have called it everything from a sci-fi villain's mouthpiece to an oversized air filter. And honestly, they're not wrong. Lexus claims it adds presence, but at this rate, it's going to start collecting road debris like a Roomba on wheels. Next is BMW. BMW's kidney grills used to be small, elegant, and instantly recognizable. Now, they look like they've been stretched in Photoshop by a designer who doesn't understand aspect ratios. The worst offender? The BMW iX. This is an electric car. I mean, it doesn't even need a grille. Yet BMW still gave two large structures in front that people are calling it the beaver face. And the best part? They don't even function as a grille. They're just plastic panels with sensors hidden inside. That's right. BMW made a massive grille that doesn't even do anything. It's just there to remind you that yes, you're still driving a BMW. Even the Toyota Sienna, America's favorite minivan, got caught in the grillification crossfire. It's like Toyota thought, sure, it's a minivan, but what if it intimidated other cars at the school drop-off line? The result, a grille as massive as one on a yellow school bus. It may look like a jet engine, but it's definitely not picking up kids any faster from soccer practice. The point is these cars prove that grille design has officially gone off the rails. Automakers aren't making these things bigger because they need to. They're doing it for brand identity, marketing, and the whole dominance effect we talked about earlier. But here's the thing. This ridiculous era of massive grills might be coming to an end because the future of car design, it's looking a whole lot smoother. If you liked this video, please subscribe for more car content.